This episode contains discussions of abusive and toxic relationships. Listen at your own discretion. It is Sunday, the 16th of June, 2024. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. Today we're talking about a band who there doesn't seem to be much information about out there. They're called the Heretics, and the song we're talking about today isn't on Spotify, at least I believe in my country, because you can find it on Spotify, and I remember listening to it on Spotify before, but when I open it, it's grayed out and I can't play it, so presumably it's available somewhere, but I've seen people on Reddit complain about it not being available, so I don't know, which means that for you listening at home, when you're listening later, there'll probably just be YouTube links in the comments. I'll probably put the Spotify link there anyway, but I doubt anyone can get it to work if you're listening to this. Anyway, the song is called I Know I'm a Wolf, and I discovered it through one of my partners showed me. Someone had done like a fan music video animation of it, and it's not an official music video or anything, but it is inextricably linked from the song in my head. My mind kind of treats it like an official music video, and I would recommend it if you're one of the people who's listening to this who watches the songs when they listen. I would recommend watching that video, and regardless, you should watch it at some point anyway. It's great. But anyway, we'll go away for a few minutes and listen to the song, and then come back and talk about it. What a way to round out Animal Week, huh? So that's I Know I'm a Wolf by the Heretics, or as I thought it was called for a while, Dear Rabbit, because that's what the name of the animation is. I love how spooky this song is, like largely being the piano echoing like the bum, bum, bum. Like it's very creepy throughout, particularly at the end when it does the like, you hear the piano like fall apart, like the no, 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 no. And then he says, you know, you'll be safe with me. There's sound effects that sound like metal creaking. It's a very like horror sting sort of sound effect. And then, because he said you'll be safe with, and then he does the May. It's so theatrical and over the top, but I really love it. So let's talk about the lyrics itself, because, you know, lyrically it describes a wolf talking to a rabbit, but it is very clearly, it's not difficult to read metaphorical meaning into it, you know? I had a particular interpretation of it, which is shared by the only comment on this song on Genius. But then there's other people, someone who wrote a description on Genius, and then a bunch of people in YouTube comments as well on the Dear Rabbit video have different interpretations. So it's interesting to think about both, because my interpretation was that it was like an abusive boyfriend or an abusive ex trying to get back into someone's good graces, like manipulating them into thinking, no, I'm not who I was, I've changed, I'm better now, and using a wolf trying to trick a rabbit, right, so that the rabbit will trust them and then they can eat them as the metaphor. And I think that bears out in the text. But there are some other people saying that like it actually is about someone who has changed, someone who has realized that they were bad in the past and that they have actually gotten better, but it's hard to convince them. In the imagery of a wolf, which is known for attacking animals like this, is a poignant one, representing kind of what is expected of men, right? And so I think they're both valid interpretations. The other one I hadn't thought of, but it does make sense. So we'll go through the lyrics here. Dear rabbit, my legs are getting weak chasing you. The snowfields wouldn't seem so big if you knew that this blood on my teeth, it is far beyond dry, and I've captured you once, but I wasn't quite right, so I'm telling you that you'll be safe with me. Now, like I said, I can see how you could read that as someone actually being genuinely remorseful, but I think what makes it seem more like it's about abuse, like ongoing abuse or returning abuse, is the atmosphere of the song, because it's not like, it's not mournful, it's not sad, it's not like, you know, oh, you'll be safe with me, I swear. It's, you'll be safe with me. And you got the music going bum, 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 bum. Like, it just sounds very foreboding and creepy, and I think that makes it seem more like that's the message. Rabbit, my claws are dull now, so don't be afraid. I could keep you warm as long as you can just try to be brave. Yes, I know I'm a wolf, and I've been known to bite, but the rest of my pack, I have left them behind. and my teeth may be sharp, and I've been raised to kill, but the thought of fresh meat, it is making me ill, so I'm telling you that you'll be safe with me. So again there, right? The bit about, my claws are dull, don't be afraid, I can keep you warm as long as you try to be brave. That feels very plainly manipulative, especially with the way it's sung. But then you have the whole thing about leaving his pack behind, he's been raised to kill, but the thought of fresh meat is making him ill, makes it seem more like someone who is genuinely remorseful and reconciliatory. Again, there's that interesting contrast. But then, of course, because we're talking about manipulation, that could be him lying. But the delivery of "it is making me ill," it feels genuine. So it is an interesting kind of thing. Maybe he's just a really good actor. But also, it does, like, there's kind of a thing with abusive people trying to play into, like, I'm trying to be a good person, right? You know, oh no, I would never do that to you. So that's also what that brings to mind for me, you know, especially with the way that the song falls apart, like I mentioned earlier, with the "you'll be safe with me," and it's like it sounds like a fucking horror movie. And in the Dear Rabbit animation, his features fade and you see like almost like a jack-o'-lantern face, right? And it focuses more on the rabbit's fear and interpretation of it, but it is still an interesting way to depict that, you know. And then the quiet outro. So rabbit, please stop looking the other way. It's cold out there, so why not stay here under my tail? It feels very like you have nowhere else to go, so why not go with me, right? I'm your only option. I'm your best option. I'm really bringing up some deep-seated things here, I think, for myself. But you know, that it seems so plain there, right? That it's cold out there. I mean, it could even be seen as a very deliberate reference to "Baby, It's Cold Outside," which with modern eyes has been interpreted as being a bit manipulative and weird, right? So it could be in reference to that. Although this song is from like fucking ages ago. Hold on. I say ages ago. I'm old. Yeah, it's from 2010. Like it's from 14 years ago. So it's not like it's part of that kind of zeitgeist of reinterpreting that song. But you understand what I'm saying, right? Like that idea of "it's cold out there, so I want to stay here under my tail." It feels very manipulative. It's like, no, don't go, come back. You know, I have everything you need. You'll be safe with me, right? I feel like the imagery comes through pretty easily there. Specifically, the way he says, "It's cold out there," is the part of this song that gets stuck in my head the most. I don't know what it is about it. It just gets stuck in my head a lot, and I really like it. And I reference it a lot to my partner, who showed me this, of course, when it's cold outside, just as an actual literal reference. It's so interesting the ways that people represent abuse in songs through metaphors like pomegranate seeds or wolves and rabbits. Like it's interesting seeing all the different interpretations of it and all having their own merits. But this might be one of my favorites, honestly. It's just very straightforward and unfortunately quite understandable, you know. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about that. That is the end of Animal Week. Next week's theme is summer. I will be doing one of these theme weeks per season, where we're going to start with the Andrew Wong song of that name. So tomorrow's episode is going to be Summer, the song Summer from the album Summer by Andrew Wong. And then it'll just be a bunch of other songs that give me a summery vibe. So look forward to that. In the meantime, give me a like, leave a comment, tell me what you thought of this song and the show in general. Hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell whoever the fuck you want, tell your priest, tell your dentist, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
I love how spooky this song is, like largely being the piano and the echoing, the bum bum bum. Me, me, me. Next week's theme is summer. Hot, hot, hot summer. Hot bird summer.